Milk, we can't guarantee. Cheese is bad, don't disagree. Butter, ew, like high key. Forced to be dairy free.
Hi guys, welcome back to Forced to Be Dairy Free Week 7. Today we will be teaching you how to make venison steaks with polenta and beet sauce.
Perfect. Yes, venison steaks with polenta and beet sauce. You should have just said it. I didn't say as good as you.
I know.
You're better than me.
Jeez.
So we're gonna go over the ingredients. I have a pound of venison loin right here. I put in my menu a pound and a half. Unfortunately, I just had a 1 pounder. So if you have a little bigger one, that would be great. Luckily, we only have 4 this week. We're 1 kid down, so 1 pound hopefully will be enough. We also have our extra creamy dairy-free oat milk, some olive oil, my cracked pepper, a Roku remote that is threw out of the way, some kosher salt, 2 tablespoons of flour, some fresh thyme from the herb garden, just picked and chopped, some olive oil spray to go along with my olive oil. You don't need the spray, but I'm going to use it. I have 4 cups or 32 ounces of chicken broth, and then 15 ounces a can of sliced beets, and I have a cup of my polenta right here. So we're going to get started because this is one of those where we're going to do our polenta and we need to do a little bit of sitting and waiting. Actually, it'll be an hour to an hour and a half of just leaving the dish alone once we're done with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my skillet ready. This will be a one pan dish, which is always nice for cleaning purposes.
Yes.
And I am going to use the grill. So if you need to have some measures to get your grill prepared during this, be ready for that. I'm going to use the grill for the polenta, but I'm not going to use the grill for my steak. I'm going to do my steak in the oven similar to the recipe, the venison and barley with the cranberry sauce. You
Sounds
remember
good.
that one?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to start out, I'm going to get this chicken broth. Again, 4 cups of chicken broth to 1 cup of my polenta.
We use a lot of chicken broth.
We do use a lot of chicken broth. Well, you know one reason why we use a lot of chicken broth?
Why?
Because I used to just use a little bit of bouillon, like a tablespoon. But you know what that bouillon has in it? Dairy. Yes. So we use the chicken broth. And one thing I will say, so I definitely went all to this low sodium. We always get the low sodium now. So I think we're healthier folk.
Yes.
Don't you think? All right, we're gonna get this to a boil. And then, all right, the broth is starting to boil. So I'm gonna start adding my polenta. And I want this to get thick and creamy. And one thing you can do, Cameron, to get us prepared while that is cooking, is you can spray down. I have over here a 9x13 dish. It doesn't really matter what it is, just because we're just going to put it in the fridge to let the polenta cool. And I'm going to have Cameron spray that down, because what we'll do is we'll put this polenta, I'm just going to pour it all in. We're going to have this polenta in the refrigerator for an hour to an hour and a half. I'm going to monitor its heat so I don't boil over. For an hour and a half till it cools. And then after that, we can finish our dish by cooking our steak and making our beautiful, lovely beet sauce.
Yay.
So that cooked for a couple minutes, and before it gets totally thickened up, I'm going to put half of my chopped thyme in there. I'm going to save the other half, so another tablespoon to a tablespoon and a half of my thyme. Turn that down a tad. I'm going to save that for my sauce. I'm going to go ahead and put half a tablespoon of salt. Me and my pepper. So I'll say this is a fairly simple ingredients, which makes for simply great dinner.
Yeah.
I'll say another thing about being simple. So I don't know my kids and my wife have told me that I act like a 13-year-old. So I say most of what I cook could easily be cooked following the directions of Cameron and I by someone your age. Do you think you could do this? Yeah. So if you want to make a special supper for your parents, you can do this, right?
Yes.
Look at that, going like crazy. I'm going to turn that down to low heat because polenta is bubbling everywhere.
What a nice.
And definitely, if everyone can start getting back to college next fall, you could be the star of your apartment or house if you can make the dinner for everyone and make them do all the cleaning, kind of like when I was in college.
Yay!
All right, the polenta is ready. It's nice and thick and creamy and flavorful. It's great to eat right now. But for this dish, we're going to make it extra special.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pour this onto my wax paper. Thank you, Cameron. Your excellent help.
And shout out to Millie R for watching all of our videos. Thank you, Millie.
Thank you, Millie. You're one of my favorites. You're a good influence on my daughter. Stay that way. All right, so I'm just going to evenly spread this into my dish on top of that wax paper. And then we are going to place it in the refrigerator. And again, we're going to do that for an hour to an hour and a half.
Yep.
Basically until we're ready to make everything else. All right, I pulled the polenta out of the refrigerator. I'll go over the steps that I did real quick. So I had it in my dish, and before I flipped it over, I did spray down one side of it with my olive oil. And I slowly flipped it over, and with a knife I cut it into 6 equal pieces. And then I'm going to, because I'm going to be putting this on the grill, I'm going to spray down this side. So both sides will be sprayed down with the olive oil so it doesn't stick to the grill. If you aren't going to do the grill, you can still, at the very end of this, you could give this a sear on the stove top, or you could do it in the oven. So my next step is I'm going to get my steak started. So I'm going to get that on a high heat. A couple things that I also did while that was cooling in the refrigerator is I separated the sliced beets from the juice that's in the can, and I put that juice in here. I'm still going to use that. Get rid of that lid there. And I realized a mistake through all this. Yeah, it's good though. I don't want you to think of me as perfect like I know you do, so it's good to show some imperfections. So if I would have had it back again, I probably would have done 3/4 of a cup of the, no. 3/4 of a cup of the polenta, and then I would have had 3 cups of the broth, and I would have had 1 more cup to use my broth for my sauce I'm going to do later. All right? And I still would have had enough. I still would have had enough for 4 pieces for the 4 of us. If you need 6, then everything is right. But anyway, I still need another cup of the chicken broth for my sauces coming later. So that's getting hot. I also have my grill started outside, and the charcoal is actually ready to go. I'm just going to put about a tablespoon. Macy, I can tell you get ready to bark again. When you do that, camera walks by and the whole camera vibrates. It ruins the whole shoot. It's like this. Woo, woo, woo.
Oh my.
Yeah, oh my.
It gives them a real, realistic, feel though.
A realistic feel of what?
Earthquake.
An earthquake? We live in Kansas.
Get some ready.
All right, the oven, you can hear the beep, preheated. I'm gonna
Or can you?
put, I don't know. I'm gonna put salt liberally on my venison. And then I'm gonna put my cracked black pepper. Most of you will remember this. So, like I said, I preheated the oven to 400 degrees. And after I sear this, about a minute on 4 sides, 2 big sides, and then my 2 skinny sides, I'm going to put it in the oven for about 12 minutes. Some of you might remember from my barley recipe, I think I had it in longer than that. And I'll tell you the truth, because I don't lie. It was good, but it was just a little bit more done than I like. So for venison, it's better not to have overdone. So I'm gonna sear this. You can tell it's starting to smoke. I'm gonna sear that a minute, just about a minute on each side. Here my timer. All right, that has cooked just about a minute on each side.
Yeah.
I did it on the fat sides and on the skinny sides. And now I'm gonna place it. It's a little hot, but I'm tough. I'm gonna place it in the oven, getting that set at 400 degrees. And I'm gonna set my timer for 12 minutes. And then the next segment will be when everything happens really fast. The product gets made.
Yep.
All right. All right. So the venison has cooked 12 minutes. And this is all going to be going quickly now. I'm going to make sure that that burner's going hot on a medium-high heat. I'm going to take my venison off. I'm going to let it rest. With 1 minute before I took this out, I put my polenta on the grill. So I'm going to do that 3 minutes on each side. And I have a timer to remind me. I need to get my sauce made here. So I'm going to put down 2 tablespoons of my plant butter that I'm almost out of and my store is out of. I know, it's my favorite. They need to get it quick. Super quick. I have my 2 tablespoons of flour. I'm going to put in. I'm going to turn that down to a medium heat. And I want to get this brown and white browning. Cameron, am I doing this right?
Yes.
While that is browning, I'm going to go ahead and put in my beets. Can you throw that away, buddy? I'm going to brown those with my beets. So this is going to time all about right. I'm going to, I think it is anyway. I'm going to be able to cook my polenta on the grill. I'm going to be able to let my venison rest. And I'm going to have my sauce made all in 5 minutes. So it's a pretty relaxing dish to make, except for the last 5 minutes. Then you have to have a lot to do, but that's all right. Right?
Yes.
Keep track of that timer, Cameron. When it hits 3 minutes, I need to flip it. And since we have 2 people, I will have the luxury of having you stir this.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm going to gradually put in half of my chicken broth. Just said I needed a cup of it. I'm going to mix it in and scrape all the stuff that came from the steak and from the flour. Okay, you keep stirring, Cameron. Put the rest in, you stir it. I'm going to flip my couscous, or my polenta.
It looks like couscous, guys. There he goes. He goes, guys, this is my show now. If you want me to make a dish for myself, like this video. He's probably going to like the video and then boom, chicken nuggets too. But I love my dad. I like cooking with him. I love cooking with him. He's amazing to cook with. It's always nice to have a cooking partner in the kitchen. So, yeah, pretty snazzy.
How's it going in here?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Man, you are doing good. Man, you're way better than me.
Yeah.
That's hurtful
Thanks.
and unnecessary. I'll let you keep stirring then. I'm
Okay.
going to put in my thyme.
Time.
Notice I'm not throwing in a bunch of extra ingredients. I'm going to tie these together. Put some salt.
This is so pretty.
Not a lot of salt. It is pretty. I would call this one of my prettier dishes.
Yeah. The pink. Oh,
Pink is red. It's manly. Some cracked pepper.
it's pink.
You coming along?
It's purple, actually.
What's that?
It's purple, actually. This is red. This is red.
Okay. No need to sass. This is a cooking down. So I wish my charcoal would have been hotter out there. The hotter you get, what you want to get, ideally, is you want to get that nice little, those marks on that polenta, make it a real pretty dish. But like I said, if you don't have a grill, you can just sear it in the oven. You can even warm it up in the microwave just to get it warm. That part's really not that important, but we want to make it look pretty. We're going all out, right? But
Yes.
you done?
Oh, I thought you were trying to grab it from me and like.
No. Okay, I'm sorry. I hover.
You were like.
I hover. You're doing good. I don't take it away from you.
Thanks.
Okay, so I'm gonna. While you're doing that, where's my measuring cup, buddy? Turn off the heat.
Huh?
You can turn off the heat. And I'm gonna add 1 cup.
Ooh, now this is gonna be even prettier.
There you go.
Now it's a little more red, I guess.
That's all right. You don't need to stir it now, because now I'm gonna do.
I want to stir it.
Or don't. You don't need to.
Okay.
Don't be an overachiever.
Oh, well, doesn't smell.
Huh?
Oh, I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna put it in a blender, boom, chicken
Yeah,
nugget.
blend it
Guys,
up.
did you guys think that? Because I thought that.
Watch this. Not gonna spill anything.
It's not very supposed to.
That's surprising. Turn off that. That's all right. That polenta, because my heat was turned down, it bought me some time. That burns off, but it's okay. Got that going.
Yes.
You can fast forward.
Oh my gosh, guys. It's so pretty.
It is pretty.
It looks like one of my smoothies in the morning.
Well, yeah, it's probably better than your smoothie in the morning.
Probably.
Nice, pretty. Oh my gosh. This is kind of just exciting.
Yes. Oh.
Red and pretty, creamy. All right, so that's ready. That's ready. Now we'll fast forward. I'm gonna go get my polenta because I bet it's ready.
Yeah.
All right, so we brought the polenta in and we got a little sear on it. Again, probably would have liked to have it a little hotter. I was a little low on charcoal. If I would have had a little hotter, would have had a darker sear, but it's very good. Already have my steak sliced here. You can see I made a plate on the sauce. I decided not to use that beet juice. It was already liquidy enough. And the taste was just spot on. So no need to use that beet juice in this situation. We were good. All right. Used it before. I don't know. Let's add more flour in.
Yeah.
It was good. Anyway, so we plated the dish. Nice and beautiful, perfectly done. That nice venison. You're gonna have to do it down just a little bit right there. Perfect. All right.
Ooh. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Alright, I hope you liked the video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified every time we post a video. Bye, guys!
Bye.